Bob Paris and Ramon Dino. What an interesting combination this is. Of course, a fan request from you guys, the viewers. I mean, who else is going to come up with these types of combinations? Bob Paris, of course, a 1980s bodybuilders, predominantly in the 1980s. He was in his prime, and he was an open class bodybuilder. And we have Ramon Dino, a current men's classic physique division competitor. And as you will see, as you probably can see from this quick comparison, these guys size up very well. So, had Bob Paris been competing nowadays, yeah, I think he would definitely be in the men's classic physique division. Let's go through a couple of shots that I have. We don't have, obviously, 8 mandatory shots, but it's pretty interesting the poses that we do have. You know, this here, I guess, a single arm hoo-ha, or an Iroquois twist, I believe it's called. I think Mr. Burns did one of them on The Simpsons one time. But anyway, all jokes aside, physique wise, these two dudes, Bob Paris and Ramon Dino, Querios, Ramon Dino. I like Dino. He's like a dinosaur. They match up very well, physique wise. The wheels, midsection. Look at Ramon's midsection. I think he's gotten it even smaller this year at the Olympia. Unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. I like Bob Paris's 1980s poof-a-doof haircut. I love the poof-a-doof. Here is one of the few mandatory shots that we do have. And Ramon, he rocks a better midsection. Look at that. But Bob has a nice 4-pack there. He had less abs than Ramon does. You can see that. But he rocked that midsection. I'm here to tell you. And lats, he might even be beating Ramon Dino. Wheels holding his own. These guys very similar in that lower half. Look at that. And in the upper body too, in the grand scheme of things. Not a bad set of arms for Bob Paris rather. And look again, guys, at that 80s. Less of a poof. A little bit of maybe some Brill cream in there. Mousse. I think they used mousse. There's a product called mousse, not like the animal, but it's like a whipping cream they'd put in their hair. Here is a crucifix pose position, a third hairstyle for Bob Paris. Maybe a perm here. Looks good with the perm. Also looks good in this crucifix pose position, and you can see these guys similar, yes, lower half, things of that nature, arms, upper body, but the midsection totally different. Bob, like I said, he sports a 4-pack, which he did rock. He rocked it, guys. And Ramon, he is rocking and rolling with that 17-pack, whatever you would call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and then a flat plate at the bottom. So Bob's got the 4 plus the flat plate. Here's the first of a couple of back shots. And it looks like Ramon would probably be a stronger candidate for the back double by, things of that nature. We do have a back double by, but this is a tilted. But sizing, obviously, can be very difficult. Bob could have been made bigger in this one. Maybe the camera angles tilted. Thousely. Bob's got a nice arm in this piece. I can tell you that. So, sing! Here's the rear double, and Bob is tilted. It was hard to get a good shot of Bob hitting the rear double. I don't know why. He's kind of twisting, maybe trying to make it aesthetically pleasing. I think that's what he was doing. Condition for the time, not bad. Obviously, the criteria, so much different. So to compare condition that way, I mean, it's foolish. It's like comparing a race car from the 1960s to nowadays. It's different. It's different. But you can see they had the same genetic makeup, things of that nature in the back. Nice lat insertions, good traps. Good shot. But like I said, you can't judge. Here is the abs and thigh. We can judge if we want. I mean, you can if you want. But overall, I'm not giving Bob no negative points because he's not as striated in the glutes. Now, abs, he is just as cut. He doesn't have the separation, but like I said before, he was rocking that 4-pack, and it actually does look quite aesthetically pleasing, taking nothing away from Ramon Dino's nice deeply cut abs, little caverns, if you will. But the thing about the guys from the 80s, even the 90s, but more so the 80s, in particular the 70s, they would spend hours perfecting their poses so they would look like statues, and that was their main goal, to look fantastic, fantastic, and to look good. And I have to tell you, Bob Paris, like I mentioned earlier, he looks fantastic sporting a world class 4-pack. This got to be the best 4-pack in the history of bodybuilding. And Ramon, hey, he looks good too. You know what's funny about these two dudes? In any other case, of course, if you were competing nowadays, you'd be a lot heavier than you were in the 80s. But Bob Paris, I think if he went to Men's Classic, might even need to lose a few pounds. Who knows? Who knows? But he might be even lighter than he did or than he was in the 80s. But Ramon, if he competed in the 80s, there would be no classic, and he would be pushing the weight. So you can imagine he'd be heavier than he is now. So that's kind of a topsy-turvy, not a factoid because it's not a fact, but it could be. Could be. Bob Paris definitely winning a moral victory by looking fantastic against the runner-up to the Classic Physique Division Olympia crown. So, Bob could have been not easily. They throw that word around so easily. Oh, this guy would have been easily 212 champion. This guy easily would have been Classic Physique Division champion. But Bob Paris, well, it is looking good, Bob. It is looking good. Hit thumbs up on the video. Thank you very much for all your requests. And obviously these types of videos of this nature, they never get a huge amount of views. But they are fun for me, and I love to honor your guys' requests. That's what makes You Pick Tuesday so very, very fun. But of course, it was Fan Request Friday. You Pick Tuesdays tomorrow. Have a great one, guys.